Our hero Kaido is suddenly summoned. The princess welcomes him to their world as a brave hero. Kaido punches her in the stomach, and the princess falls down. Kaido thinks to himself that he should be dead, and also notices he's wearing the same clothes he had on when he first arrived in this world. He says, "Is this where people see past memories when they are about to die?" The soldier draws his sword, but Kaido easily blocks the attack and sends him crashing into the wall. Everyone is stunned by his strength. After hitting him, Kaido says, "Why is his neck intact?" as his intent was to end him. The soldier's comrades rush to his side. The princess whispers from behind, "What did you find unpleasant about us, brave hero?" Kaido says, "Are you seriously asking me that, Elysia, the foolish princess?" Swiftly, he bypasses the soldiers guarding her and pins the princess to the wall. He says, "Every fiber of your being makes me puke, you traitor." These words were also once said by the princess to our hero, as they were never allies in the first place. The MC doesn't really understand, nor does he care, whether this is a dream. He has vowed to himself, "This time, I only want revenge." He is having the time of his life. A few soldiers try to stop him, but they are no match. He kills every last one of them in the room. As he sees the princess still alive, he walks toward her. He is truly about to end her. But before that, he is stabbed with the immortal killing sword. What happened after that? Well, he's alive again, but he wonders about his status. When he says status open, he is shocked to see that he has restarted from level 1 again. Somehow, he was 21 before, but now he is 17. His only skill is fist strike. He jumps high and tries to use his previous skill, airwalk, but it doesn't work, and he falls to the ground. When he opens his status, he sees that he can only use skills written in white text. In a fit of rage, he looks toward the princess and kicks her hard, as she was chanting a spell under her breath. As he was talking, his status screen suddenly opens. He opens a mail. It's about how he was killed and summoned back to the past. Everything the MC had experienced was just a tutorial mode. Humans from Earth were sent to different worlds by the goddess, but even she cannot predict events. Those with special skills still cannot adapt well to these worlds. That's why she created this system. Now that the MC has finished tutorial mode, he will be sent back to the moment he first arrived. All the experience points will be returned to him by the goddess. After reading the mail, the MC starts to laugh. Now, he can fulfill his oath from his past life. With a devilish smile, he plans to torture the people who betrayed him, and only then end their lives. He thinks, killing them now would be too easy. They need to feel the pain first. He heals the princess, then asks her a question. She says, "A question? From a monster like you?" This dumb princess. The MC knew exactly how she would react. The princess asks what she has done to deserve this. The MC replies, she did so many things to him. She doesn't know the pain of being betrayed, tricked, and killed. Even now, the MC still remembers. Princess Elysia or Elria, whatever that even means. Believe it or not, once upon a time, our MC really liked the princess. Once, he even walked in while she was changing. The MC summons his fire blade, then stabs the princess from behind. She starts screaming, and the MC can't hold back his joy. He tells the princess not to move, as he is carving a letter into her. Once he completes the letter, he stands and opens his status screen. He's feeling dizzy from constantly using healing magic to keep her alive. He realizes, I really need to increase my level. The princess tells the MC that around 500 knights are protecting the castle. She swears they'll kill and torture him. She says she will kill him and humiliate him the way he did to her. But the MC smiles. The princess, with all her arrogance, says she might forgive him if he kneels and swears allegiance. She even offers to let him pose as a magnificent hero in front of the people. The MC grins. Enraged by his reaction, the princess threatens to call the knights. But the MC calmly tells her he knows about the various barriers surrounding the room. They were ordered to stand by until the summoning ends. Then, he walks up and pulls a lever. A secret underground passage opens. He goes to the princess and says, "We won't be able to meet again for a while. Got any questions?" The princess says, "Tell me your name." He replies that he wrote everything about himself in the letter. He says, "Just call me Second Chance Avenger." We see the MC walking through the dark tunnel. Suddenly, he stops and thinks, "I should have thought about it longer. That was such a cringe name." We see that the MC has come out from the underground passage. He takes a deep breath and tells the world he is a free man, as he is admiring his surroundings. We see the MC in the nearest town. As he strolls and enters the slum, the MC is approached by a few thugs who ask him about his funny clothing. They tell the MC the road is closed. Then they demand he pay a toll if he wants to pass through. The MC sighs. The thugs, enraged by his reaction, attack him. The MC, calm as ever, summons his knife and easily slices them down. The thugs fall to the ground. The MC checks his status, and now he can use all his skills. He sees that one of them is trying to escape. He stabs him. My man was so scared he pissed himself. But the MC, with a grin on his face, says he's not interested in seeing that. With a swift move, he ends their life. But one of the thugs manages to escape. He enters a gate, and the demon asks him for a password before letting him through. He rushes toward his boss's chamber. He knocks and enters the cabin. He sees the boss, who says he can't take his attention away from the documents. The thug sits and starts telling him about the incident, but the boss tells him he got careless. We see the MC burst into the room, breaking the door. He had killed the demon statue. The boss says he had put a soundproof and physical barrier on that door. He knows how to break someone's pride. The boss finally introduces himself as Jafane Gull, the one managing the slums. He tells the other thug to leave the room. "Now, how can I help you?" The MC shows him a piece of jewelry. The boss takes a closer look and says that every single piece of it is made of magic stones and is weaved with first-class magic inside. He offers to give 30 gold coins for it. The MC tells him not to play games with him, as he must be able to profit. With a grin on his face, he says, "Don't blame me if I kill you." The boss understands, asks for forgiveness, and offers him 350 gold coins instead. He also offers to give some advance and the rest of the coins tomorrow, letting him hold onto the necklace. The MC tells him he might run away. He replies, "If so, then I have no ability to judge people." He hands him the money. The MC flicks a coin toward him and says, "That's the money to repair everything I broke." Then he leaves. The boss chuckles and says if something like this happens more often, he won't get bored with the slums. We see that our MC is resting and opens his status. He is still at level 1. Until now, he used his experience points to raise his level. But now his spirit sword is sealed. He has no choice but to pour some in and unlock it. But first, he needs to know what he has in his arsenal. He finds many lower-grade magic potions and a magic adjustment hook. It's really a pity that he cannot be there when the princess receives the necklace. The MC does not know about the king and queen, but he plans to ask the Four Eyes. Thinking about them, the MC starts laughing and singing. The person next to him shouts and tells him to shut up. The MC, embarrassed, rolls around in bed. The next day, he visits the Four Eyes to sell his necklace. When he is about to say the password, the statue, without listening, tells him, "You may pass." He enters and tells the thugs he wouldn't kill anyone if they don't attack him first. The boss gives him his 350 gold coins, as promised. He tells the MC to count it himself, but he declines, saying, "It's not like a petty human who does something like this would be able to sit in your position." He gives the necklace. The Four Eyes takes a look and tells him that he wouldn't be able to directly negotiate with the royalties with this. But the MC gave 20 gold coins for compensation. He offers another 20 coins for a simple request of his. The Four Eyes doesn't want any gold. He wants to know, how could he change so much in one night? The MC says it's a secret. He just wants him to prepare another homunculus, just like what he had yesterday, as he wants to see everything that will happen in the castle. He says, it's really risky for me if I get caught. Tells him to give him 80 gold coins for this. The MC replies that it would be a great chance to prove his ability and offers 30 gold coins. The risk of facing the royalties is just different from the nobles. The deal is done. The MC tells the Four Eyes, I hope I never have to meet you again. He replies, personally, I don't mind you coming again. The MC thinks there's a high possibility the princess would wear the necklace without checking it first. The MC laughs and hopes his plan goes well. He walks into a shady alley of the slums. He opens the door, and a man greets him and asks if he's looking for slaves. The MC replies, yes. The slave trader asks about his budget. The MC says, around 10 gold coins. The slave trader asks if he really carries that much money. He shows him, and suddenly, the slave trader's attitude toward him changes completely. The slave trader leads the way. The MC wants a slave so he can raise his level. Suddenly, his eyes widen, and he sees a slave girl covered in bruises. Kaido pointing towards the slave girl and asks, what about her? The slave trader replies, that bunny girl, you mean? Don't mind her. We're planning to deal with her soon enough. She was brought exclusively for a special noble who loves something like that, but they were not able to tame her hostile personality, you see. The slave trader says, but she's a beastman. Our protagonist is unfazed. He declares, I've decided. I'll take that one. Is this your first time buying a slave? He asks. Kaido replies with a simple, yeah. Then let us register your master crest first. The slave brings the contract and says, it makes you able to control your slave by giving them an intense jolt of pain whenever you pour your mana into the crest. The document has a space to sign. After he signs, the magic crest appears on the MC's hand. The slave trader says to pour a bit of mana into that crest, then put it over the slave's crest, and voila, we're done. Then enters the cage. We get a full view of the bunny girl. She's completely chained, a heavy ball restricting her movement, looking utterly broken and defeated. Kaido reaches out, gently touching her hair. He lifts her chin, pulling her gaze up to meet his. He looks directly into her eyes and says, you really have beautiful eyes, don't you? Her reaction is immediate and violent. Filthy human, don't touch me. He shoves a magic potion, forces her to drink it, and she barely manages to ask, what are you planning? Who does she intend to kill? And who is the one you want to take revenge on? The scene suddenly shifts. We are in a vast, snow-covered forest. We see her and her friend Minori's walking through the forest. She mutters, if only I never said anything about making a feast for Carol's birthday. The girl, however, is more optimistic. She smiles, saying, don't mind it. I was the one who suggested entering the forest, after all. A sudden rustle and shudder from above. Her eyes go wide with fear and surprise. Lucia, still hopeful, admits they haven't found anything and wonders if they should turn back now, showing a moment of doubt. Suddenly, Minori shouts and points excitedly. It's a fruit tree, she exclaims, a wide smile on her face. Thank God. She looks determined, thinking, this far. So it's not in vain that we've come this far. Her eyes widen with fear, muttering something terrifying. And then she says, it's a goblin. Minori's, thinking quickly, says, Lucia, calm down and let's retreat slowly. It still hasn't noticed our presence. She emphasizes their only chance is a quiet escape. Lucia lunges forward. Minori's is utterly horrified. What did Lucia do? Did she make a terrible mistake that sealed their fate? Minori's instantly catches the goblin's attention. The goblin stops eating, and we see its terrifying, slobbering face as it grins menacingly. As the girls try to flee, but the goblin is fast. With a terrifying leap, it jumps through the air, directly at Lucia. Lucia hits the ground, screaming in utter terror and despair, crying, "I don't want to die." She's convinced it's over. The scene changes. We see a younger Minarese. Her mother uses magic to hide her bunny ears. "This should hide it." "Thank you, Mom," she replies as she touches her head, implying she's learned to conceal her beastman traits. Her mom smiles gently and explains the reason. "We'll have you learn illusion magic so you can hide it yourself after you get a little older, okay?" And then the devastating truth. "Promise me you won't use your beastman power outside, okay? Because it'll break the illusion magic's effect, and everyone will know that you're a beastman." Minarese responds with a conflicted, "But why is it wrong if everyone knows about it?" And we see Minarese unleash a fierce kick that sends the monstrous goblin flying backward. The beast lands with a grunt, the goblin grumbles, and quickly runs into the forest. Lucia, shaken but safe, looks up at Minarese. She asks, "Are you hurt somewhere?" Her voice filled with concern and shock. Visibly distressed and with her bunny ears now fully revealed, Minarese mutters, struggling for words. She then turns to Lucia with a pained expression and tearful eyes, apologizing. "Sorry for not telling you," before urgently pleading, "But please don't tell anyone about this." Lucia, still a bit stunned, agrees with a simple, "Sure." Minarese's mom sits, looking startled, kneels beside the bed, looking down at the woman with a worried expression. She says, "I'm really sorry." She smiles gently, despite her earlier worried expression. She reassures her, "It's okay," and adds, "You did save your friend in the end, after all." Suddenly, a commotion erupts. A voice shouts, "Wake up and come here." We see a figure grabbing Minarese's arm, pulling her up. She looks dazed and asks, "Wait, what's going on here?" And we see her mom kneeling on the snowy ground, surrounded by a group of villagers. They're all looking at her. She looks up at the villagers, a mixture of fear and confusion on her face. She wonders, "Is this my punishment for entering the forest?" She looks towards her mother, who is now among the villagers, and says, "But why is Mom here too?" We see an old man with an eye patch asking, "Is it true that both of you are actually bunny beast men?" The two women are completely taken aback, their thoughts screaming, "Why do they know about that?" And a desperate, "Why?" And then, the secret is out. She reveals her bunny ears. The surrounding crowd is in disbelief. We hear their shocked exclamations. So they're really beastmen. This revelation has clearly shaken everyone. The village chief looks at them with disgust. Minarese looks utterly terrified. Her internal monologue simply says, "I'm scared." She bows deeply, apologizing. "Please forgive us for not telling anyone about this before." She admits, "As you can see for yourself, we really are bunny beastmen." The village chief muses. Seems like what Lucia said was the truth, after all. Minarese is still reeling from the exposure. Her shocked expression turns toward Lucia, and she exclaims, You're lying." She directly confronts Lucia, her voice filled with betrayal. "Why?" she cries. "Didn't you promise me not to tell anybody?" We see her twitching, letting out a small cry. A young man named Carol confronts her, glaring and saying, "I didn't believe it when I heard it, but you are really the worst, aren't you? And I'm really disappointed in you. I won't let you bully Lucia any more than this." Carol tries to comfort the distraught Lucia, saying gently, "It's okay, Lucia, calm down." He yells, holding Lucia protectively, "You were bullying Lucia all this time, weren't you? With your beastman powers, she's been crying all night." The mother, witnessing the escalating violence, makes a desperate plea to the village elder, kneeling and begging, "However, can you please let this daughter of mine go?" But the elder, unyielding, simply reiterates his anger. "Please, don't joke with me." He picks up a rock, and everyone follows, starting to throw rocks at them. Minarese, in a desperate attempt to protect her mother, covers her. The villagers, angry, tell them to leave the village. While protecting her mother, Minori spots Lucia laughing at her situation. Suddenly, someone shouts at the villagers. What in the world is going on here? The villagers stop, and Minori turns, crying and saying, "Dad," he shouts loudly, and says he has nothing to do with these filthy beastmen, as he never knew them and was also deceived by them. Minori's world shatters in an instant. She, along with her mother, is sold to a slave trader. Minori desperately shouts for her mother to wake up. The slave trader shouts at her to move and then throws her out of the carriage. Minori tries to stop him, but he kicks her. The other slaves present show pity. Suddenly the scene changes, and we see our MC, Kaido, holding her chin and saying he is deeply attracted to her look, her eyes. He asks a chilling question that cuts right to the heart of her pain. Who is the one you want to take revenge on? The question ignites a burning desire for revenge within her. Her mind races, listing all those who wronged her. Her best friend, her childhood friend, her own father, the village elder, the villagers, and even the slave trader and the slaves too. It's a comprehensive list of betrayal and suffering. You only want to end them? The girl screams. Just ending them all is not enough? Not even one bit. I want to hurt them, torture them, make them scream. I won't be satisfied before I break them into pieces. He lays out his terms. Good, now hear me. I have two options for you right now. The first option, to become my slave, just like any other normal slave and her master. With a disturbing grin, he clarifies the second option, to become someone like me, who's obsessed with revenge. In other words, to become my accomplice who enjoys the sweet poison of vengeance. He reveals it, the holy sword of vengeance. This isn't just any blade. He explains its terrifying properties. It will make them unable to give up your revenge before it's accomplished no matter what. You'll learn unique skills that suit you if things go right. The MC directly asks her, "Will you betray me later?" He reassures her that this isn't some flimsy promise. "Don't worry, this contract is not weak like verbal promises," he states. "We won't be able to hurt each other, trust me." He's implying this is a magical, binding agreement, unlike Lucia's broken word. Her final, chilling laugh confirms her descent into darkness. She even declares, "I'm fed up with those sickening and nauseating days." Our MC tells her, "Then take the sword." She holds the sword, the surrounding some intense aura effects around her. Our introduces himself, and she does the same too. As Minori starts to absorb the sword, both of them are able to experience each other's past and how they got betrayed. Kaido is now serious, stating, "I see. So that's the reason you want revenge, huh?" Minori reveals that Kaido, her master, is also so obsessed with vengeance. Kaido explains, "Even though I know it in my head that it wasn't me who got betrayed. So this is how the desire for revenge sharing works." Minori's clearly impressed by the sword's power. Our MC has acquired the title Avenger's Master, and Minori's has become Avenger's Servant. This confirms their master-servant relationship. Minori's is absolutely thrilled with her newfound power. The MC opened her status as her master, can apparently access Minori's status through this screen. The mention of Beastman reveals more about Minori's race or origin, explaining her naturally high stats. She is eager to enact her revenge. She calls Kaido mean for seemingly holding back, emphasizing that this is her first vengeance. She's asking for the opportunity to handle it herself. He agrees to let her handle things, but reveals he has his own target, the slave trader who escaped earlier. We see a cage filled with people, looking distressed. Minori's preparing food for the people in the cage. Kaido bought back the slave trader. He opens the cage door. It looks like their revenge plan is in motion. She, with huge smile in her face, says it's done. She feel dizzy for working so much. She requests her master to give her a mouth-to-mouth. Kaido with a stern "No, I want." and shoves a magic potion and tell her to drink it. Kaido shouts at her finish with her childish behavior already as she carries the food. She enters the cage. Freshly baked bread, and all kinds of delicious food. Don't be shy, eat up. I made them all myself. Well, I guess you won't eat them that easily, huh? She grins and suddenly turns toward another guy nearby. How about I make you over there taste them? Sweat drips down his face. He freezes. Then she drops the real reason. Because during our travel to this town, you looked at me and my mom like filthy garbage, didn't you? Her words stab like daggers, and his reaction says it all. Guilt. Fear. Then, the girl utters the name of a chilling ability. Illusion Flame of Poison Demon. Dark energy swirls around her as her voice echoes. Delude and devour. Suddenly, he screams. What the hell is this? His body spasms, he clutches his stomach. Something is horribly wrong. He collapses to the ground. Writhing, begging. Food. Give me food. Now he's crawling, chained and desperate, like a beast. His eyes locked onto the food that once looked so warm and inviting. But this is no meal. It's a curse. The girl watches him suffer and feels happy. We see the poison taking its effect. The slaves are screaming, looking absolutely terrified, as they cannot stop themselves from eating. Minaris is stepping on one of them, forcing them to eat more of whatever is on that plate. With a chilling smile, she declares, "It's okay, you can eat more, you know?" And then, even more ominously, "Seems like you can't get my food out of your mind." The slave slowly but painfully transforms right before our eyes into a goblin. She, pure amusement in her voice, says, "Oh my, you've become a goblin this fast? I'm really glad you loved my cooking." She explains, "My food turns into a lethal poison. It's a messed up situation." She asks, "So how do you feel now, that even though you know it's killing you, you still can't stop eating it?" With a mixture of amusement, she watches the goblins suffering. Minaris is now kneeling silently over the fallen goblins. Her hands clasped, she says, "I finally avenged the first one for you. Mom." She expresses her thanks. "Thanks to you, Master, I was able to have this sweet, wonderful revenge in my life. I'm forever indebted to you." Our MC, ever calm and collected, dismisses her thanks. He reminds her, "You and me are not in such a shallow relationship like that, but accomplices that carry the same drive for revenge." She reflects on her past. She speaks of a time when the flame of hatred burned so bright inside me, yet she wasn't able to do anything but wait for my death. But after sharing everything with her master, she realized her desire for revenge was truly her own. This deep emotional connection drives her to offer him everything other than that, her body, heart, and time. She states, "I won't mind if you want to make everything other than this sweet black desire of revenge yours, you know, my avenging master." This goes beyond mere partnership. Kaido, with a silly face, seems a little taken aback by her intensity, telling her to calm down for now. Minaris, in turn, teases him, calling him so nasty. He voices a concern. She will turn back to normal, right? If she's going to be like this all the time, it's going to be very hard for me. But Minaris is far from normal, giggling and declaring, "I can't stop my imagination from going wild," and promising to do even better next time. Her bloodlust is clearly not satisfied. Kaido, before heading out, asks her, "Can you hide your ears and tail?" Minaris confirms she can, now that she's recovered enough MP. Minaris touches her now normal head, satisfied with her work. "Yup, I think I did well." Kaido grabs her head. She's shocked, letting out a startled and surprised sound. He's absolutely delighted. "Ooh, it's so fluffy," he exclaims, giving a thumbs up. "It really feels like a real rabbit's ears." Minaris, meanwhile, is completely flustered and embarrassed. Her face is red, and she quietly pleads, "Please, not in a place like this." He looks momentarily surprised by her reaction, then quickly apologizes. "Sorry." He admits, "I was really curious, so." Minaris, still embarrassed, softly replies, "It's okay." Moving on from his curious antics, the master clears his throat and gets serious. "By the way, I guess I haven't told you about what we are going to do next, right? The tone shifts back to their ominous plans. I'm planning to leave this town today, so prepare accordingly. This confirms that their time here is done, and their dark journey is far from over. Kaido said, "That's why I want to leave this town today. My power is still far from enough, so we can't afford to dawdle here." Then he asked her, "How many of my memories did you see?" Minori's frowned, confused. "Are you the hero or the world's enemy? What's with these memories?" Kaido added, "I also saw pieces of important events from your life. As I thought, it cut off where I was killed." He sounded surprised that she so easily accepted the idea that he was an enemy of the royal family. "I understand. Then let's take only the bare minimum we need and leave this town at once." Kaido replied that he planned to leave at night. She blinked in surprise. "But no matter who your target is, or what will happen to us later, we've decided we'll make them pay, haven't we? We'll make them live a living hell." They looked at each other and were glad to have one another as partners. Minori's received a new set of clothes and, concerned, asked, "Is this really all right, master? For me to accept such nice clothes?" Kaido answered, "It's fine. It isn't that expensive. Besides, you're pretty, Minori's. If you walk around looking like a slave in this country, those trash nobles and foolish hooligans will pester you all the time." She flushed and asked if his body felt strange. "No, I'm okay, master. I just feel a little dizzy. Perhaps it's because I leveled up after killing those goblins back there," she said. Kaido thought to himself that she was still reserved around him. "Guess I should buy some medicine and force it down her throat if I have to," he mused. Minori smiled and said she would be fine, but Kaido offered her a potion to help with the dizziness. She blushed and declined. "Besides, I can't accept such an expensive potion from you, master." Kaido's voice turned stern. "Shut up and drink. Don't make this more troublesome for me." She hesitated, then accepted. He decided to go to the weapon shop next. Beastman magic really suits melee fighting, doesn't it? "But, sorry, do you have any experience with weapons, Minori's?" Kaido asked. She replied, "The only thing I learned was how to swing a sword from adventurers who came to our village." She began to apologize, but he cut her off. "Why are you apologizing? I didn't choose you because I needed your strength. I just need you to be my accomplice, that's all." As they entered the shop, a boy said, "Sorry, we're closing soon. You won't have much time to look around. Can you come back?" Kaido answered that he knew what he wanted, so the boy called for his father. The father snapped, "Just drive them away." The old man told his son to sell whatever they had and close up. The boy asked what they wanted. Kaido requested 2 sets of beginner adventure armor, 4 sets of maintenance tools, and 10 of each mass-produced sword and sheath. He took out all the materials he needed. As he started calculating the total, the father hit him and yelled, "You useless son! How long are you going to do that? Just finish counting their bill and close the shop already." Minori's called out and asked if she could equip the armor herself. Kaido helped her. The old man gave them a thumbs up. Kaido blurted, "Shut up, you perverted OLD man." The old man apologized for the intrusion and, lowering his voice, offered a piece of advice. "I don't really understand why, but it seems like there will be a sudden price jump on antidotes. You'd better stock up." He then expressed regret for what had happened in the first cycle. While Kaido carried the bags, Minori's offered, "Master, let me carry those weapons for you." Kaido replied firmly, "I told you before, I don't want others to know you're a slave. If I let a girl carry all my baggage while I walk empty-handed, we'll stand out. I'll carry them for now." As they entered the slums, Minori's asked about the hole Kaido had mentioned earlier. "Forgive my rudeness, master, but this wall even endured an attack by an A-ranked monster, you know?" Kaido explained, "Town walls are durable because they're enchanted. The walls in this royal capital are further enchanted with impact absorption and magic damage reduction." He continued, "The thing that keeps those enchantments active is a shining stone called a starlight stone. In other words, if we remove that stone from the wall would become plain stone." As she shoved her sword into the wall, a bunch of insects spilled out. Kaido explained, "These little guys don't just eat mana, they're wall eaters, a subspecies of magic eater. They melt minerals that contain mana with special mucus and devour them to reproduce, leaving only sand and dust in their trail. In this state, even a stone wall becomes fragile and easy to make a hole in." Minori's asked, "Can these maggots melt human flesh too?" It'd be fun to throw the human into a hole full of them and watch them suffer. Really, just how much further are you going to impress me, Minaris? Unfortunately, they can't melt flesh directly. However, they eat anything that contains mana. So how about breeding them inside your prey's body? Then what if we put some on their skin? No, that's boring. What if we make their flesh rot little by little? It'd be much better if we could see how they feel while the maggots eat them from the inside. Or we can scrape the maggots out of their bodies to show them how much is bred inside. Kaido had already moved out of town. Wait, let me close this hole with some wood first, he said. She joined to help. Kaido asked, by the way, if you use your illusion magic to hide this hole, how long would it last? She answered, if I get too far from the hole, it won't last more than a day. I could hide it forever if it were part of my own body, though. I see. Well, these planks are good enough. The people here are too busy trying to survive to notice. I'll keep some of these maggots, Kaido decided. All right, now that we've hidden this hole, let's head deeper into the forest. There's an abandoned hunter's cabin, he said. Yes, master, Minaris responded. Kaido added, let's prepare at the shed up ahead. You really need to rest and recover from your debility. Fighting at half strength would be pure stupidity. Besides, having a pretty face is an advantage in battle or negotiation. She blushed, embarrassed. You won't get anything even if you flatter me. Besides, I'm still your slave, master. When they reached the cabin, Kaido said the place needed cleaning. He told Minaris, drink this and rest on the bed. Don't worry about it. Get proper rest. While sitting, Kaido said, today we will readjust our desire for revenge. The sharing phenomenon we experienced back, there is only a summarized version of the whole truth. Could you tell me your full story? She began to tell her story, and as they spoke, both understood each other's desire for revenge. They vowed to work together. Kaido checked his status screen while hunting. His experience points had finally exceeded the 3,000 mark. My current strength is still far from enough to fight real knights with battle experience. The knights who accompanied Elysia back in the summoning chamber were ornamental guards focused on appearance and status, so they weren't a real challenge, he thought. I'll postpone raising my level for now. I need 3,000 experience points. Fine, I'll release the 8-eyed clear origin blade for now. He could use appraisal on specified targets. There was special information only the 8-eyed clear origin blade's appraisal could confirm. Status open. I'll leave it in summoned form so I can use it whenever I need it, he muttered. As I thought, I did keep my titles. No wonder my stats are so high even though I'm still level 1. Minaris welcomed him back, and he scolded her with an annoyed look. I told you to stay in bed, didn't I? She replied, but I'm all right now. The debility bad status is gone. Kaido opened her status screen to confirm, and then asked, is the food ready? Yes, I've already prepared it, she answered. Thanks, he said. She was a little flustered and reminded him she was only doing what a slave should. Minaris served him and urged him to eat while it was still hot. What's with this spoon? He asked. I only remembered buying forks. Since I thought this would be easier to eat with a spoon than a fork, I made one myself, Minaris explained. This looks really good, he said. Did you do this back in your village too? Yes. It was our source of income during winter. But it didn't turn out nicely, so I was thinking of remaking it later. It seems good to me. You're really good at cooking, aren't you, Minaris? After the meal, he asked, what was that thing you said earlier? Something after you finished eating. She hesitated, then asked, are you going to return to your previous world someday, master? Kaido replied, no matter what happens, as long as my revenge isn't finished, I don't think I'll leave this world. Even if I find a safe way back, I probably won't go. I can't turn back or repair myself anymore. We can think about trivial things after we finish our revenge. First, we need to find out how to increase our strength. Minaris said, Master, I'll tidy the dishes myself, and with a terrifying smile, insisted she would clean everything. Kaido, startled, agreed. She asked, so what are we going to do from now on? For the next 10 days, we're going to delve into an undiscovered dungeon and kill every monster we find inside it, Kaido said. Like each one of them? She asked, incredulous. He told her to prepare before going to sleep that night. They see the hero running through the forest, carrying someone in his arms. The dying woman weakly tells him, return to your home, to your family. I'm sure you can fulfill the promise with the demon lord. She continues, you can't return to your home without this magic core, right? And if I remember correctly, the hero summoning ritual also needs an enormous amount of mana, doesn't it? But then you'll be, with a calm smile, she adds, no hard feelings whatever the result is, remember? Later, wandering through the forest, the hero thinks to himself, she was so willful, even at her last breath. And I'm the worst, since I let that happen to her. A rustling in the bushes catches his attention. Who's there? He demands. Two people emerge and ask, you're the hero, right? You saved our lives during the Wall Eater incident. Kaido frowns. What incident? They quickly explain. If you'd like, will you allow us to help you get inside the kingdom? We want to show our gratitude for saving our lives. The hero thinks to himself, to think there are still some kind people who would help me like this. The next day, the townspeople gossip about him. They say the hero had connections with the demon folk from the start. He was planning to become the new demon lord all along. Even the incident at the slums earlier was apparently because that bastard kept pressuring his majesty. The people who live in slums are the lowest scum anyway. Just make them into slaves or something, others mutter, thinking each one of them says whatever they please. Why do the bad rumors keep circulating no matter which country I go to? And the contents just keep getting worse with each passing day. Some drunk men approach him. The hero ignores them and walks away. Rather than that, I should focus on getting back to my world instead. I'll infiltrate the palace tomorrow night and get to the room where I was summoned. Later, he senses someone watching him. Hey, what do you want from me? He calls out. Silence. His eyes narrow. So you want to do this the hard way, huh? Two hooded figures appear. Are you the hero? If so, then. He draws his blade and presses it to their throats. How did you know about that? Where did you get that information from? The hooded person stammers. Please calm yourself. We are Her Highness's messengers. We're only here because we heard a rumor about a woman who looks like the hero appearing in this town. Please believe us. Her Highness has never betrayed you. Not once. Her Highness only wants to send you back to your world. That's why she risked sending the two of us to look for you. They continue desperately. Besides, the royal family are the only ones who know about the hero summoning ritual. Her Highness is really worried about you. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been able to find your whereabouts this fast. Please believe us. Kaido wonders, can I really trust them? They beg him to believe them. Finally, Kaido agrees and tells them to lead the way. Just what do you want me to do? He asks. We'll use a teleportation stone to move to our hideout. You can wait there while the hero sending ritual is being prepared. We can't be too cautious with all these eyes looking for you. The hero thinks, I actually want to thank those people who helped me get inside the kingdom and gave me a place to rest, but perhaps it's best they don't get involved with me any more than this. As they walk through the dense forest, Kaido asks, hey, didn't you say we were going to the palace? One of them replies, we're here. There's actually a secret passage that directly connects to that room from this place. They arrive at the hideout. Watch your step, one of the guides warns. As Kaido emerges from the other side, Princess Elysia is waiting for him. She rushes to him joyfully. Are you hurt anywhere? Rather than that, Kaido says, I'm surprised you could tell I'm the hero at a glance. Well, you told me about the mirror sword's power before, so it wasn't that hard. Kaido mutters under his breath, thank goodness. I thought she would attack me out of the blue or something. I know you have many questions, but we don't have much time, brave hero. So please take this teleportation stone for now. I'll explain the details of the hero sending ritual there. You need to get to your destination as soon as possible. He takes the stone and steps onto a glowing magic circle. As he grips the stone, it shines brightly. Then the princess's expression turns colder. She smiles cruelly and says, just how stupid can you be? Suddenly she attacks. Kaido swiftly blocks the strike. Standing behind her guards, the princess smirks. Elysia, why are you betraying me? Kaido demands. Betray you? She sneers. Don't get me wrong, this isn't a betrayal at all. We were never allies to begin with. You can't really have expected me to do something as gross as taking the side of an alien life form. Can you? All that's left now is for you to die. Furthermore, this room was made so you can't teleport out of here. As long as we guard the door closely, even you can't escape with so many people surrounding you. That's exactly why you were deceived so easily by those vagrants in the slums. And can you believe it? All it took was a mere 2 or 3 gold coins to get them incredibly talkative. Kaido grits his teeth. To think they would betray me so easily. God damn it, why didn't I even suspect those people or the princess's messengers? This must be the price I pay for my naivety. He shouts, but why do you want to kill me so much? Elysia tilts her head mockingly. Are you trying to buy some time? Well, no matter. I'll entertain you for a bit longer. You've been pretty useful for a sewer rat anyway. A hero who killed the demon lord might become the spark to incite a rebellion someday, if left alone. Your existence is a bit troubling for this kingdom. That's why I directed all of the people's dissatisfaction at you. Her eyes harden with hatred, because I refuse to accept your existence. Even though you're just an alien monster, you dare to take a similar form to me and even speak the same language. Your entire being is far more revolting than the demi-humans and beast folk that exist in this world. Do you know how hard it was for me to hold back from throwing up? She hisses. Then she smiles. But well, it's all fine now, since you're going to die anyway. As I promised, I will send you back to your original world now. As proof, I will use the prayer's vow, which makes me unable to tell a lie. I'm telling the truth, you know. I swear on both of my arms that I will not tell a single lie, and will be completely honest about the hero, summoning, and reverse summoning rituals. All right then, let's have a talk, shall we? Kaido, still shocked, wonders why did she have to use the prayer's vow to prove her honesty? Is there any reason for her to go that far? The sacrifices were objects infused with an enormous amount of mana. An ancient magic circle had been carved at the location. She then asked, "Can you guess what the last one is?" After that, she calmly explained the 4 essential steps. First, one must open a space-time hole in this world. Then, the same hole must be opened in another world, and a tunnel must be built to connect both worlds. Lastly, one must attract the human who would be the summoning target, using mana only as a catalyst for the ritual. An offering is also required to properly attract the summoning target. She then asked in a chilling voice, "Do you want to know the offering we used to forcefully open the space-time hole?" Her expression turned cold. "We offered 200 lives taken at the ritual site as a blood sacrifice." She went on, "What was sacrificed to create the tunnel on the other side and connect both worlds? Think about who was around you at the time you were summoned into this world." Kaido's memories flickered. His friends' faces appeared before him. He still couldn't believe it, but the princess calmly added that she could not lie. Both of her hands were still intact. She had no reason to deceive him. Furious, Kaido shouted and rushed to attack her, but her guards used an iron-binding spell to restrain him. The princess explained, "You see, the space between worlds is the god's domain. A mere mortal wouldn't be able to pass through such a place unscathed. Furthermore, that place can carve power directly into your soul. This is the reason you were able to obtain incredible strength and unique abilities. However, a normal person's soul isn't strong enough to bear that burden. That's why we needed a tunnel, to protect your soul, to keep it from breaking while receiving so much power. People like your family and relatives sacrifice their souls and entire existence to construct that tunnel." Kaido's face twisted in horror. "That can't be true." Elysia mocked him. "To put it simply, they're all dead now. Your family and all of your close friends are the sacrifices to bring you safely here, hero." His voice broke into a desperate shout. She promised me. They're all dead? My dad, my mom?" Elysia laughed. "That's what I wanted to see. I've been waiting so very long to see that expression on your face. Tell me, how does it feel? You want to go back to your world and see your family again, right? But too bad. They're all 6 feet under now. What a pathetic clown." Kaido's inner voice narrated, calm but filled with grief. "I want to go home, where my family is. I want to continue playing with my friends and eating with my family once again." She sneered. "If you want to go home, go ahead and have 5 children. Then you can create a whole yourself, right? But I will kill your children. After all, what could be worse than a monster born from a person of another world?" Kaido screamed in rage and despair, breaking the bindings that held him. The soldiers tried to stop him, but he easily dodged them. Raising his sword, he swung at Elysia, but the blade passed right through her. A soldier struck him from behind. Elysia appeared behind him and said, "Now it's the end. You're such an idiot. You're not even capable of perceiving this level of illusion. How bad are your eyes?" Smirking as she drew her sword, she said, "To thank you for dancing for me, I'm going to kill you with my own hands." Kaido's inner voice echoed. He remembered a girl's plea, "Stay with me. I beg of you. I'd do anything for you, anything you want, as long as I'm capable. I'd even be willing to give you half this world. If only I had taken it from the beginning." As Elysia was about to strike him, something inside Kaido began to glow. She was taken aback as the light reached the crystal beside him. From it emerged two fearsome beasts. One soldier shouted, "The Guardian has resurrected." Seizing the moment, Kaido ran toward the exit using his divine feat skill. The soldiers blocked the exit, but he used Sky Walk to pass through them. The princess shouted, "He must not escape." Kaido turned and declared to everyone, "I will have my revenge. I will never forgive you." As he ran, the princess fired an energy blast at him. Kaido used his transfer skill, and the scene shifted. He was lying in the middle of the forest. His thoughts echoed. The people I believed in were my enemies from the beginning. What am I supposed to do in this world? For what reason should I live here? Calling out softly to Letitia, he whispered, "I'm sorry. I couldn't keep my promise."